Hey everybody, I want to talk about this latest padlock I got off of eBay. And when I received it out of the package, the first thing I did was inspect for shackle spring rebound. And as you can hear, it's very good and very strong. And the next thing I like to do is inspect the integrity of the lever tumblers. And if you can look into the bottom of the keyway, you'll see that looking from right to left, that lever 2 and I would say 3, 4, 5, looks like 6, some really bad wear. What causes that? Well, I kind of created a hypothesis, and this signature of this wear was a little helpful. It basically reinforces what I thought from the beginning, and that is a deep cut surrounded by two shallower cuts, creating all that side wear, and that's why you get that. Is it useful? Sure, it can be helpful. Anything you can do to take advantage of information and ultimately get the lock open and impression a key. Well, what I mean by impression, well, that's using a jig like this. Let's talk about this tool a little bit. In no way do I want to misrepresent this tool as being some sort of cure-all tool, even though it looks really cool. It's not a cure-all tool, guys. Sometimes you get lucky. If you use shackle tension, it helps, but not all locks respond to that. I will tell you that the better the tolerances, the less likely these kind of tools are going to work. But ultimately, having a dial caliper and using the depth gauge, it's fundamental in order to test your data. So I spent about 15 minutes playing with my new design to try to pick this lock open. And believe it or not, I actually got about 4 of the tumblers that were in the zone. And I think if I really, really played with it, I would have gotten the lock open. But, I'm kind of impatient. I want to see this lock work. So I purchased some very thin spring steel wire. This wire measures 0.011 in diameter, and I made a little Z-bar, and at the end of the Z-bar is a tip that is no thicker than a lever tumbler, and that's about 0.050, maybe a little bit less. And I lubricate the lock, and that lubrication enables me to slide this little wire and twist it 90 degrees in order to catch the gate of each lever tumbler. And then I pull it back, and then I apply this little additional needle next to it, and I just take measurements using the depth gauge of a dial caliper. And in this case, I use the smallest measurement as the basis for my zero, and did some math, set the depth gauge of the dial caliper and impressioned it into my tips and locked it down. Did it work immediately? No, but I was able to get it open by finagling it a little bit, and then I took a better impression, and now this lock works really well. I can do a one-handed operation, but it's just going to make me look stupid on camera, and I don't know. Let's see if I can get that in there. Nah, I'm not going to do it. It's a waste of time. In any case, some of the disappointments about this lock, let's talk about the shackle. It's been doctored. Somebody took a file to it and made it round. A factory shackle should have 3 sides to it. This particular lock was made by Miller. It's a true 6 lever. Don't confuse this with the diamond lock that slave maker Barry produced. I was a little skeptical about this. It looked like this cap may have been popped off and someone played with it. But no, this is all factory, so that's a blessing. At the end of the day, it's a good lock, but the wear, oh my gosh, that number 2 lever tumbler, about 80% of the surface of the tumbler is gone. And that makes it harder on the key. And I can only imagine why the person who used to own this lock perhaps sold it was because their key probably stopped working due to all that wear. But, another man's loss is another man's treasure, so I'll make a key for it. Okay, guys, have any questions or comments? Leave them at the comment section below. Thank you for watching.